I'm Pren'tis Knight, and I'm an alchemist, I'm an adventurer, and I'm an inventor. Being an alchemist is taking, natural elements of life, or different elements of life, and blending them together to make something symbiotic with your life. Part-time. I spend some time back east in Boston, Massachusetts as well. Pretty much primarily raised out here, so I'm an Angelian by heart. My first job in LA. Wow. I would have to say craft service, because I worked for Universal Studios. I was behind the camera. I worked on Dante's Peak, Batman, various shows. So that's what I did. Knightlife is a blend of me as a writer and producer with my style. BlissTunes Music Corp was founded by London Thompson, which was another good producer. We kind of met in Los Angeles, California. We're working on an independent record that we got hired to do by the guy called Al Walser. We got together with that, started producing that record, became partners, and we ended up merging our compositions together in order to produce a catalog so we can license music and so we can keep doing what we love and get paid for it. Whether it's licensing to TV, radio, commercials, all music production doesn't have to do with just what you hear on the radio. A lot of it has to do with sounds and compositions that you hear in the back of movies and different things like that. And we're able to license those materials to the studios. So that's how we kind of merged brains and got them together with that. So. Hygiene etiquette, I believe, is being aware of your surroundings and what you offer to it and what it brings to you as a person. I think that how you carry yourself, as far as how you look, how clean you are, what you use on your body, what you put in your body, is the etiquette that now you bring out into the world and that other people experience or even affected by without even knowing. So I believe that hygiene etiquette is something that has to do with the inner person making decisions in order to have that type of etiquette, or we want to call etiquette manners. So it's having public manners with how you carry yourself and how you take care of yourself as far as bacterially, as far as socially, and as far as ethically. I think that's hygiene etiquette. I think it's more than relevant. I think that the ethical position of us sharing space with people, from banks to schools to jobs, I think that that's apparent. I think that people affect our lives every single day. I think that we're affected by people with a hug, a handshake, a kiss, endearment, whether you sit next to somebody on the bus, whether you talk to somebody in the grocery store, whether you're using a basket that somebody else used previously for yourself. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's restrooms or not. I think that every single day we cross-contaminate other people's lives as well as they contaminate our lives. And so I think that etiquette, hygiene etiquette, is something that is a moral compass for a person to respect other people's surroundings, as well as knowing what you offer to other people's surroundings and having them affect you in the same positive way. Products are out there, so we have a great product, but I think our product says a little bit more than that. I think it has a conscious mannerism that's incorporated into the product, such as its ingredients. First and foremost, its packaging that is evolutionary and making sure that we reduce our plastics here around the world. And I also believe that creating a lifestyle brand has to go in creating it for the lifestyle, creating it for what you do every day, creating it not just as something simple that you do away with, but something that you use every single day, that you depend on, that you know is a part of your life as a structure and something that works symbiotic with what you choose and your goals in life. And for me, seeing new commerce, seeing the internet blowing up like it did and expanding around the world, I feel that that's the new brick and mortar, is the housing and the internet, and being able to bring people all over the world, every nationality, every ethnic group, every country, every race, to a place where they're able to purchase. And I believe that's life. I believe you're giving other people life and they're able to experience your life. And so I believe that with new commerce being the wave of the future, I believe that lifestyle branding is the wave of the future, and is the only thing that are going to allow us to have relationships with everybody around the world, regardless background, race, or social demographics. In my world, sanitizer may not be a good thing unless you're in the medicinal sense, where you're doing the proper sanitation the right way. I think that the sanitizers that they have on the market, the FDA regulates certain things to have a certain alcohol content in order to eradicate bacteria and germs. It's not to say that it's always effective, but it's to say that we have certain standards that we have to meet in our industry in order to be able to claim certain things. In my world, we stay under a cosmetic level. We want to make sure that we can provide the client with something that, in the world, sanitize is a medical word, and it's also a law word that we're not allowed to apply onto our labels. But for us, we keep it cosmetic. We're able to do the same awesome, amazing things, but we just can't incorporate it a certain way. So purifying is something that we do inside and out. It's something that by conscious understanding and by outside of the body that you can have an understanding, because you're aware what's in the product and you're applying something that you know is beneficial and effective to your life. So I feel that that's an aspect of purifying. It goes way beyond sanitizing anything. I don't know if it tastes that great, but I don't believe it would harm you. I would still see a doctor if you drank it, but we made it completely safe for kids, pets biology, and everybody that you wanted to use. We wanted a product that for every nationality, every skin type, every group, poor, rich, we want to make sure that everybody have it. Animals as well. We love them. They're a part of our extended family, our spirit totems in life. So I feel that if you drink it, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's definitely safe. Feedback. Where do I start? From people with rashes, to people with eczema, to people with scars, blemishes, all the way on down to just normal nurses every day, having their hands feel normal again. Doctors having their hands feel normal again. I think those are the things that I hear the most. And sometimes that is not the most, quick thing to hear, because a person has to live with the product and experience the product. So a lot of times I get caught off guard because you give it to somebody, what's going on? But for me, the reward is when you're not thinking about it, people are always telling me how it's affecting their lives. I've had issues where it's cleared up everything from some of our stronger products, from staph, all the way on down to certain infections that they couldn't get rid of, bug bites. So I get all different types of reports, and those make me feel good. But it's not in one lane. That's why it's a multi-use product. It's something for everybody. I say if it's irritating your epidermis, use it. Give it a shot, give us a try. If it doesn't, move on. But if at the end of the day, try something natural first. Try something that has your best interest in mind, and try something that you'll probably benefit from. As a healer and as a person who loves animals and loves people, I think that it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I actually get to wake up every morning and affect somebody, and affect in a different way, where it's not shouting from a rooftop. Sometimes it's in the corner of their home that they get to experience their victory. And when I get to hear that, I know that I'm doing something that, makes me feel good, and I know that I'm called to do that. From PALS to working with officers to work with inner city kids. PALS is a police organization that is working with the youth, getting them proper school products, getting the homeless food, working with inner city kids to stop violence with people, different races and different cops that we're dealing with, that kind of animosity that's there. The police department is working very hard to making people feel comfortable with their authority and their presence in the communities. And I think that not only people feel safe from law enforcement, but it's getting a bad rap from a lot of the good officers that out there that are practicing and giving their time and putting their lives on the line. So their organization of PALs are helping inner city kids, and they're giving back to the community, not only with supplies, but also with their character, also with their time, spending time in sports, stopping the cars and talking to people in their community, learning their community, riding with their windows down to not be so abrasive in their approach when they are approaching a city, a stoplight. So they're letting their community know that they're more approachable, that there's an engagement there, that they want to have dialogue with their communities. So we wanted to be a part of that. They're reaching out to the communities and showing them that, hey, we don't want this rap. We want something better for our children. And the kids are being more responsive. We see the kids come and they're able to play basketball, they're able to shake their hands, and it's not just a uniform. It's showing that they're pillars in the community, trying to help the community and establishing the safety that we want to feel as a community, making sure that they, when they prove the press wrong, that they are doing what they said they're doing in the community. So that's what PALS is to me. And that's why I kind of got involved. I wanted to make sure that not only our youth are protected and what I could do with my product or platform to help and to make sure that our communities are safe and that dialogue is restored and mended. We're also dealing with the homeless as well. We know that they deal with tremendous infection, lack of health care, not having the everyday needs, and sometimes they deal with not even being able to bathe. So for us, our product is great to fight against infection, fight against bacteria, to make sure that we provide those for making sure when people sleep out on the street they have open wound, when people on the street they get all different types of infection, different staph, bug bites, all kind of different things, chapped skin from being dry, from being in the cold, from being in damp settings. Our product is perfect for that. It fights against athlete's foot at its simplest form. So I believe that being able to provide our product to downtown, like we're working with the homeless and we're working with Skid Row, to make sure we provide at least our community with the things they need to better their life. So that's another project we're working with as well. I think I'm gonna elaborate on some of the homeopathic tools that I have for people. I have a line called the Instruments of Alchemy. And in the alchemy, I enjoy to make handmade soap and different natural things for the body. So I believe I'll start doing that and diving in more into that. I'm the cobbler in that sense, where for me, a cobbler is somebody who repairs shoes. For me, it's somebody who repairs souls. So like the sole of a shoe. So for me, I'm repairing souls by giving people what the body needs, both spiritually, ethically, and as well as topically every day. So I think I'll dive into being able to become the alchemist of my own ingredients and start producing a little bit better material and elaborating on the line that I already have, Instruments of Alchemy. We call it IOA, and it's people bringing alchemy into their home. It's a part of life where you know that we make it by hand and we pay attention to the ingredients, and we're conscious about what we're putting into the soap or putting into the cream or putting into the product, or the tool we call it. Is an instrument. So we focus on the tool, so when you take it home that you're able to apply it to your life for whatever you need. I would say how important it is to pay attention to what's in our products today. I would say we're living in mass communities. We're sharing spaces with each other. There's an integration going on in the web where we're getting a chance as a human race to experience each other's life on a whole different level. And I think that's an amazing experience. Coming from all different parts of the world, from all different backgrounds, I believe a product like this is the future to start understanding different cultures, different backgrounds, with not taking anything away, but being able to improve new liberties and being able to meet new communities and being able to indulge in them without the fear of not understanding new communities and new practices. I believe our product is kind of the go-between. It's the go-between for sports, pets, and your everyday life. But I also believe it's a community thing, but it's a global community thing. It's us being aware of respecting a person next to you and caring enough to care about yourself enough that you affect their life. And I think that ZTEK is about that. I think about we're conscious about how we affect other people and about how other people affect us. And I think that it's so important that we become practitioners and aggressive label readers of what we're putting on our bodies and in our bodies to make our future kids, make our future children, and our world a little bit safer with the biological warfare we're dealing with right now, and just in everyday classrooms and everyday sports fields. So I think that coming together as a community, as a global community, as a human race, I feel that it's important now to be self-aware and self-conscious of what we do. And yeah, I believe that's what I need to say.